This week, I'm checking out a 2D platform fighter in Bounty Battle. So this week, I'm checking out a 2D fighter, Bounty Battle, by Dark Screen Games. And let me tell you, this is a very Super Smash Brothers-esque style game where we're actually getting a bunch of indie studios and indie characters from those games in this fighter. And that's actually what really drew me into this one. I was excited because I have played some of these indie games, so it was kind of exciting to see these characters in a kind of, all battle it out type fighting game. And you know what? My excitement kind of ended there because when I first got into this game, let me tell you, things were a little rough. This doesn't feel like a completely finished game in my opinion, but at the same time I wanted to kind of battle through it at the beginning a little bit there and just try to figure out exactly what this game had to offer for the $20 price tag. It's available on all platforms. There isn't any online here. It's all local play, but you can play up to 4 players multiplayer. There aren't very many game modes to choose from, and there isn't a story mode here. It's basically just a tournament or kind of an endless wave style mode where you're just getting enemies non-stop. There is a roster of 25 characters here that are all unlocked right at the beginning of the game, which is pretty cool. It's nice to be able to have all those characters available so you can go through and maybe pick one of your favorite indie characters. We're getting characters from Dead Cells, Guacamelee, Blasphemous, a ton of other great indie titles. So there is a pretty nice roster of characters here, and that's definitely a plus for this one. Now, the control system here is pretty simple. Every character has the exact same set of control moves, and the only difference is that they actually have their own kind of style of attacks with those controls. So it is kind of nice. You are going to get to see some special moves and abilities that are kind of related to that character's game or environment. So they did a good job there with the, finer details when it comes to the character's special abilities, and that is the part of the game that actually really shone here. It was the thing that I really enjoyed to kind of see the different moves that all the characters had, even though I was able to kind of master the controls fairly quickly because, like I said, everyone has the same moves. They just look different. Everybody kind of felt the same as far as power and speed was concerned. So they did a good job kind of balancing all these characters. Some of them seemed like they were finished character models. Other ones seemed like the animations maybe weren't done as well or maybe weren't completely finished. So you may run into that with some of those characters depending on which ones you play as. But for the most part, the action was exactly what you would expect for a fighting game of this style. It gets very hectic. It's hard to see sometimes because of all the explosions and different colors and all the different moves that are going on from the different characters that are involved. If you are playing all 4 people on the screen at once, that is what these games are all about. It's something that I'm not always, a huge fan of, especially now that I'm getting older. Maybe when I was younger, when I was really into Smash Bros, this was the style of game I was, gonna have a ton of fun with. But like I said, there isn't any online ability, which is something that's definitely lacking, especially in today's day and age where everybody likes to connect in the online world. It is a local couch co-op game, but honestly, I have a hard time suggesting this one at the price point of $20 because, you know what, there's just not enough here to kind of justify you staying in it. You're probably going to want to pick up a better game in this genre if you really want to, dive into a game like this. But you know what, there is something to be had here. You can jump in and have, a little bit of fun with some of these indie characters. I like the idea of this game. The execution was a little bit off in my opinion though. Well, my time with Bounty Battles come to an end, and honestly, I wanted to have more fun playing this one. Unfortunately, this game is just a little too unpolished for the price point of around $20 on most of the platforms it's available on, and I just have a hard time, really recommending this one because I think people are going to have more fun jumping into another game, in this genre. This game offers a few things. It's nice to see these indie characters on the roster and being available immediately as soon as you jump in. You don't have to unlock anything, but there just isn't enough here, I think, to keep you invested, especially if you're playing by yourself. This may be fun to jump on and play with your friends locally for a little bit, but honestly, I don't think that fun's gonna last too long. So if I've got to give this one a score out of 10, I think I'm gonna give it a 4. The idea of this 2D indie fighter was great. Unfortunately, the execution of it was not. fully unlocked roster of 25 unique indie characters was a plus, but clunky animations, limited game modes, and weak AI held this one back.